Hey, hello, welcome to the Chad Prather Show. I am almost talked out today. Did Dear America this morning, of course, and then spam call. You're gone. Then I had to go do Dinesh D'Souza's show. Let me tell you what happened over there. Let me tell you what happened over there while we were doing Dinesh D'Souza's. We got almost all the way through. I'm guest hosting for Dinesh D'Souza for the Dinesh D'Souza podcast. And Sarah was in the middle of explaining some things that were pretty profound. We were almost at the end of the episode, and boom, transformer blew. It's absolutely crazy. So the whole place went dark, but we survived. We made it. We went out. I went outside and got on an iPhone and finished out the episode, the last 60 seconds of the show. So it worked out. But I'm glad you guys are here. Let me see that you are in the chat. Actually, let me go over here to Rumble. Let me pop out the chat so I can move it over here and see you guys. And I want every single one of you, while you're watching this program here in the afternoon, to make sure before you get out of here that you click like on the episode, on the video. If you're over there watching underneath the tutelage and oversight of the Google overlords on YouTube, we welcome you as well. We wish you would make the migration over to Rumble. I would like for everything to be over on Rumble. Such as it is, though, here we are. If you know where podcasts are offered, whether it's on Spotify or especially Apple Podcasts, I don't even care about the rankings anymore. I quit looking. But go over there and leave us a rating and review. How are you guys doing today? Let me see you in the chat. Let's just talk for a minute. How many of you guys are ready to just kind of get off the rails a little bit? I don't know that we will. I mean, there's all kind of crazy things that are going on. Donald Trump's going to have a press conference today in the Rose Garden around 4 o'clock to talk about what tariffs are going to be leveled on what countries. But I was just sitting there thinking, talking about talking a lot. I don't think men are designed to talk that much. I just don't. And I've talked a lot today, and it's just what's been going on. Cory Booker, man. I mean, have you ever been trapped in a long political speech? Cory Booker. I want to talk about this guy today, old Spartacus. I mean, when he gave a speech, it wasn't one of those State of the Union or I'm running for office. It was the kind of speech like where you age noticeably during this speech, and you look at your watch and you realize that the watch died. And then you realize you've been dead inside for the last several hours. Cory Booker, he went on for 25 hours and 5 minutes. Now, politicians have a magical power where they can say absolutely nothing for hours. This was a case in point. But he managed to say it with so much passion that I felt like just maybe, I missed something profound. Like, is this guy, what's he saying? Maybe I need to pay attention. But spoiler alert, he didn't say anything. He just used, a million words to say we hate Trump. And, Cory's got all the hand gestures. That's the thing with the hand gestures, everybody. Every gesture, every sentence accompanied by that whole big, hand wave or the hand chop or whatever. Got to make that point, then like they're chopping those invisible lies out of the air. We're going to fight for education. Yeah, we're going to transgender visibility, ruined economy, chop, chop. And then the audience is going to clap like seals. He actually had a standing ovation. We'll show you that later on. They're so inspired after 25 hours of talking. No, they were just happy the damn thing was over. I mean, you got guys like, yeah. And what he was saying was, we made it. We survived. This was a wild thing. I mean, we're living in a wild world of American politics. I mean, did Cory Booker make history? Man. I mean, I'm sitting here wondering if I left the oven on or something like that. But people, this is what's going on. This is what's going on in our world today, man. So thank God we have the opportunity to sit out here and come up with some form of cohesion of common sense. If you missed what I said this morning on the Dear America show about common sense, please, if you missed it, go back and watch it. We are missing common sense. How are you guys doing today, man? I see those American flags floating in the chat. And just like a little chill thing. It was so weird because I was all fired up this morning on Dear America, and then I had to go do the Dinesh D'Souza podcast. Have you ever seen Dinesh? Dinesh is very calm. He's very sedate. He's very cerebral. So I had to kind of go into that mode. And now I just want to sort of whisper to you, put you to sleep a little bit today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to get fired up here in a minute. Before we do that, I want to remind you guys to, who do we got? We got Birch Gold. I want you to check out my friends over at Birch Gold. Text Chad to 989898. Some of you are on the fence. So maybe trying to figure it out. You're trying to decide what you want to do with your retirement. There's a lot of choices out there. And I know that it's also this just temptation to procrastinate. And then you turn around and you didn't do anything about it. Don't do that anymore. Text Chad to 989898. Let Birch Gold help you put your retirement in a secure place where it is backed by real physical gold. All right. You create an IRA backed by gold. I've done that. I have a number of different accounts that I do, including fine art. I got tons of stuff out there, but I trust the folks over at Birch Gold. I've talked to them. We'll probably get Philip from Birch Gold back on the show next week on Dear America, just get an update on what gold's doing because it's going crazy. But I want to encourage you guys, don't procrastinate anymore. Get off the fence. Text Chad to 989898. There's no obligation. It's a free conversation, and they will walk you through the process of what you need to do to get your future secure with gold. Text Chad to 989898. All right. Party Foul Steve's in the house. Ding dong.
Hey, talking about gold, it's going to hit 3,200. It's getting close.
It's already up there, huh? 32?
It's 31.70, I think this morning is what it opened at.
You get up every day and check the spot prices on stuff?
Spot prices on silver and gold I check daily, several times a day.
It's impressive.
It doesn't do me any good because I don't buy any gold. I buy silver, though, because that's more in my budget.
Well, I like to have a little gold on hand.
I've got a little bit, but not. I mean, I'm like grams.
I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat who has some gold, who's got any gold. We got a lot of silver, lots of silver. A lot of people don't have a lot of physical gold, like in their safe or in their possession, or they might have it, somewhere in a safe deposit box or something like that. But I'd love to hear. Josh Bourne said he wants the doorbell back, make the dogs go crazy. There it is.
There we go. Get them howling. Get them howling.
I got 3 dogs. I got 2 of them down here. One dog, my border doodle, she's scared of Party Foul Steve.
Yep.
She's anti-man.
I was gonna say that's not just me. That's all your other dogs stay all over me. So
yeah,
it's not me. It's her.
Well, Biscuit is a hoe. Biscuit's a hoe
for sure.
I see people say they don't have the money for the gold and silver. I can understand the gold. The gold spot price on gold being $3,200, $3,300. That's pretty high up.
Yeah. But silver spot price is running $34, $35 right along
which is
there.
high.
I mean, a little.
Yeah, for the longest time, spot price on silver was about $27. Well, I can remember it was like $21. Not too awfully long ago.
2000 it was $5 an ounce.
Yeah.
So I mean that's 25 years ago. It sounds like it used to sound like a long time ago, but 25 years ago was not that long ago, and I didn't have the wisdom then to buy little increments wherever I could. And these days, I like to go into you go in the pawn shops and you can buy silver $4 over spot price. You don't have to pay. Saves you from shipping and all that kind of stuff that they tack on.
Well, you know me, I like to have assets. Like I like to have things that have some value, have intrinsic value. I got a truck that needs a lift on it. If anybody in the Houston area wants to put a lift on this truck, I got some plans for this particular truck. Anyway, just throw that out there. I don't know who's listening. I do. You never know. I'm a paying customer. Don't get me wrong, but I'm looking for somebody that can put a lift and some new tires on this particular truck. I'm basically going to build a tactical dream truck. It's going to happen.
Oh, nice.
It's going to happen, Steve. It's going to be cool. I'm getting ready for the apocalypse, dude. Now, they'll drop an EMP and the thing won't even crank because the computer in it will melt, right? But I got my British Land Rover for that. So either way, baby, I'll be the only person on the road, but I got it. Put a minigun on it. I like the way you think, Kate. Call me. It's gonna be tricked out. I thought about selling that truck, talking about assets. And I was like, no. Dude, look what I got. Look what I got. Make wellness. Look what I got. The hydrate.
Look at you.
Somebody asked me the other day, said, they said, is this a peptide? The hydrated? No, it supports peptides. Which I'll tell you one thing that Make Wellness has done for me is it's making me drink more water because I actually like the hydrate formula stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing, I didn't know a lot about the peptides and stuff, but when I started reading and doing a little bit more research on it, and I was like, yeah, used to you had to inject it, and this stuff is pill form.
Yeah,
Which
pill
that's
form.
a huge. That's a huge. Anytime you got to stick a needle, man, I'm not scared of needles. I've had enough stuck in me in my life, but I don't look forward to it if I have to.
I still do a peptide shot. I'll still do a little peptide shot. I think it's a good thing. But the oral peptides, it's made me change my gears on that. If you want to be in business with us, we did incredible. And I'm doing this business to help other people. And for me, you know what, dude? Let me just tell you guys. Because you don't care about my business. I know none of you care. Let me tell you what it did for me. Just the win that I got over the last 10 days of doing that stuff in this month, it just got competitive for me. It was so much fun because we were helping people like win, and they people that were built, doing their businesses and helping them build it. I was like, yeah, at the end of the day, I see myself sort of as a coach, right? I like to motivate people. I love to talk. I like to be vulnerable and talk people through what they're going through, particularly men. But when it comes to business, I've been reasonably successful. And they're the naysayers and the haters that are out there, but the people that are booing, they're in the cheap seats and they're always going to be chirping. You don't have to worry about folks like that. Party foul. You had fun with it too, didn't you?
Amazing fun, and I'm
it was
still
a
having
blast.
fun with it. I'm literally, as we're sitting here, working on some. I've been working on some other stuff before the show, just getting ready for the next, kind of step. In that process, and it's that's kind of fun because it's kind of business building. We had over the years, all my friends had some type of same kind of deal, except it would be like for makeup, it would be for hair products or for something like this. Well, this is kind of more my. I don't know. I'm not going to sell makeup, but I can do this. And
Sarah Gonzalez does. People say all the time, "Oh, you're just making fat commissions." No, I work hard for the money that I make. And this is money I give away. I mean, it's literally we gave away $12,000 the other day. It's crazy. If you want to join my team, I'll help you grow. Party Foul Steve will help you grow. You can get on Megan Moo's team. You can get on Todd's team, Tony's team, whatever. Just jump on the link in my bio or send me a DM or something like that. You could actually email us. What's the new one I've got? Oh, makechad@watchchad.com. If you want to reach out. That's the new email address. makechad@watchchad.com. I like it. Cory Booker, man, this dude, I don't like Cory Booker. I'm not a fan of him. Of course, he ran the Democrat Party primary against Joe Biden. Joe Byron. And so Booker, he went for 25 hours, dude. I couldn't do it. And I talk a lot.
That's stupid. That's ridiculous. I promise you, it's like anything else. You might could listen to somebody for 45 minutes or an hour, but you get up there past that, I'm done listening. I don't care. That clock hits a certain time. I've been known to at 12 o'clock on Sunday to go, all right, you're just talking to talk to hear yourself talk,
well,
preacher.
Obviously, that's the whole
get up
deal.
and walk out.
They were delaying the vote. They were trying to delay the whole thing, but at the end of the day, he didn't do any good. His Booker's staffer is going to jail. He led his staffer who had a gun around the security checkpoint last night, and he was arrested for bringing a firearm in the Capitol building. And his boss just pontificated forever. I mean, Cory Booker said, the first thing as a man is I'm like, okay, when are you gonna pee? Because I ain't going, dude, I got to pee right now. Like, I got to pee right this minute, Steve. I said a minute.
I thought you were going to go before the.
I couldn't do it. We started the countdown. I wasn't done on my laptop. I was still working. I'm bringing the information America needs. And so I stayed right here, like Cory Booker.
Yeah.
And I'm peeing down my leg.
There's no way the aide didn't know you can't bring a firearm in there.
No. That's why they took him around the security. It wasn't an accident.
Yeah, that's no. We travel a lot. We're all over Texas, and I carry a firearm, but I still my cop buddies. I'll text them and say, one in particular, I'll text him and say, hey, I'm at such and such. Am I allowed, to carry any? Because sometimes they don't, things aren't posted or something like that. But dude, you can't carry one in there, and you went around security. Yeah,
he knew that. That wasn't the point. These people are rule breakers. They're not law-abiding people. They didn't care. This rules for thee and not for me. It wasn't a mistake. He knew exactly what he was doing. This is like Wayne Kyle. You remember years ago when we did that show in
yeah.
Grand Prairie, Texas, like 4,500 people in the audience, and Wayne Kyle, who's Chris Kyle's father, the late Chris Kyle, Navy SEAL, American Sniper, Chris Kyle. Wayne was coming to the show, and he texted me, and he goes, "Are they wanding people? Or you walk?" And I said, "There's actually metal detectors." And he goes, "Then I ain't coming to the show." And I said, "Come around back. I'll bring you in the back door." And I snuck him in.
You did the same thing.
I did, but it wasn't the
door.
Capitol building.
That's true.
I'm sitting there thinking, and that's cute that you think, Jody, that I could pee in a 2-liter. You know what kind of mess I would make in a 2-liter bottle? That hole's too small. But no, I snuck him in. I was like, I'm actually happy that that Wayne, his dad, and Jeff, his brother, were carrying, and all that kind of crazy.
I carry a knife. I'm one of, got one.
You're a
right here on
redneck,
my
dude.
Back right now. I'm total, but we were at Bass Hall. We went to Robert O'Keen show. It was a Christmas show.
Fort Worth,
at
Texas.
Bass Hall, Fort Worth. And I had my knife on me, and they're wanding people, and they say, you can't bring knives in. And I was like, man, what am I going to do? I walked back out the door, and they have the electrical boxes on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
They had and different signs and stuff like that. Well, I put it up on a ledge and went in and did the show. I came back, it was still there.
Yeah. I did the same thing.
I wasn't
going to
go
one time.
I wasn't going to go all the way back to the vehicle to put that knife.
All right, this
up.
is fascinating. We know.
What?
Nothing. Stop talking about your knife. At the end of his, he got a standing ovation at the end of the deal. Now, he did say that he didn't drink any water and he'd been fasting. I don't believe that. You'd be so dehydrated you wouldn't be able to talk.
They stood up because they were tired of sitting.
Hey, hyperactive, be quiet for a second. Let's play the clip. Let's play the clip here.
I just want to tell you a question. Do you know you have just broken the record? Do you know how proud this caucus is of you? Do you know how proud America is of you?
For what?
It's not official. There were no Guinness judges there.
I mean, it's not about the Guinness book. Who cares that he did it? I mean,
Nobody.
So you went 25 hours. I promise you Chuck Schumer didn't stay there the whole time with his catheter in.
That's a waste of our tax dollars right there.
I mean, you went on and on. He's going to sit there. He's going to sit there and take on his little adulation and adoration and stuff. And you accomplished nothing. Now, kudos for your longevity and endurance. I'll give you that. Good for you. But you said nothing. You just kept repeating yourself. He was very impassioned. And Chuck Schumer, you know what? I would rather get an enema from a monkey than get a compliment from Chuck Schumer. So that's not anything important to me. But he gets the whole deal. He gets the thing. And here's what Frank Luntz, God, thank you, God, for not giving me a last name like Luntz. Here's what Frank Luntz had to say about this whole deal. He changed history, I tell you. Play the clip.
But are they energized in running in a circle and fighting with each other, or are they energized in a direction?
They're going crazy right now. And they're going crazy because they don't see leadership in their own party. And I want to emphasize what Cory Booker did over the last 24 hours may have changed the course of political history.
Okay.
I watched a lot of it. I listened to words. I listened to phrases, how he presents himself. Did he criticize Donald Trump? Of course he did. But he struck the kind of tone that grassroots Democrats are looking for. He gave them a reason to fight. He gave them a reason to stand up and say, this is my country too. Of course, every Republican watching will say, this is nonsense. But he's not speaking just to Republicans. He's speaking to Americans. And what I saw over the last 25 hours absolutely blew me away. And just as you sometimes make projections or predictions, I'm going to do one right here. That speech puts Cory Booker as one of the leaders for the Democratic Party, 2028, and I'll go even further. If you ask Democratic senators right now, would they rather have lead them over the next 3 years? They would choose Cory Booker over Chuck Schumer.
Okay. First of all, if you ask, and I defy anybody to do this, I defy anybody that wants to do this. I want you to go out and do a little man on the street interview, stick a microphone or a phone, whatever, your iPhone in front of them, do a little video. Get out there on a street where people are out there. Go to a protest. Go visit a protest. And ask them, first of all, do you know who Cory Booker is? Get that answer. Ask them if they know where Cory Booker is from and who he represents, like what district, what area, or even what state. Then ask what policies has Cory Booker enacted or does he espouse or support? I guarantee you you're going to be batting a goose egg. They may know who Cory Booker is. They may know what state he's from, but I guarantee you the rest of it, they don't have a clue. So to tell me that Cory Booker is some kind of front runner for 2028, like he made some kind of political deal because he talked for a day and an hour? No. He brings nothing to the table. Spartacus Crazy Eyes brings nothing to the table. It was proven in the 2020 election. He was one of the first guys out in the primary, and he still has brought nothing to the table. Not a single person can tell me. I mean, okay, enshrine a quote from the last 24 hours. Give me, why is no one on Twitter, maybe they are, I don't know, I haven't really looked, but just tell me, why is no one on X posting this profound quote that Cory Booker provided in 25 hours? I mean, there should be something that they can enshrine and maybe, put it on concrete or, marble. We don't want to get that crazy.
But the Democrats are looking for anybody to lead them. They don't care. He's the one that he stuck his head up, so they're going to follow him.
But they're idiots. They chose Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. They're like, I posted this yesterday. I said, if you have a problem, if you're one of the ones who has a problem with the idea of Donald Trump doing a third term, you're probably the person that thought that Joe Biden was capable of doing a second term. Like you people are morons. The fact that you thought Kamala Harris was a good choice.
But see, the thing about it is, Booker has a pulse. We don't know if Biden did or not.
We were out. Jesse Payton and I were out in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. We're sitting at a blackjack table. We're playing, and I made a bet or something like that. The dealer is a woman. She's a white woman. She's sitting there, and she kind of looked the part. And I'm playing the deal, and I said, well, I said, big bet in a Biden economy, and she looks at me, dude, death stare, and she goes, watch it. And I go, wait, what? I said, are you a Biden supporter? And she goes, I said, watch it. I said, what do you want me to watch? I'm asking you a legitimate question. And Jesse Payton goes, oh, dear God. He's like, this is the wrong, oh, boy. And she goes, I'm not the person to mess with. I said, I asked you if you were a Biden supporter. And she's like, we're not talking about this. And I go, oh, honey, you have no idea the can of worms you just opened up. I'm going to stir the pot the whole time I'm sitting there. And I'm like, but you wouldn't even have a normal conversation. And I said, is he your hero? She goes, he is my hero. And I go, who in their right mind would say that Joe Biden, Joseph Robinette Biden III, is your hero? First of all, why would you say any politician is your hero? And second of all, you should never have a hero that's still breathing. Don't pick your heroes that are still alive, okay?
Maybe he's not alive. That's why that's the hero.
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
Hero.
Maybe. Joe Biden's my hero.
Have you seen him?
I mean, he looked pretty good at the Broadway thing the other day, but I'm not sure that was him, dude. That dude's pulled so tight. Did you see the deal last week where he and Jilly, Joe Byron and old Dr. Jilly, they've decided they want to be back in politics, man. They want to be back in politics. What are you? I mean, the need to be power hungry is one thing, but this idea of just trying to remain relevant after 50,000 years in Washington, D.C. But then you got these pinheads like this kid, Harry Sisson, right? I thought Harry Sisson was whatever. Here's what he posted about this Cory Booker thing. I mean, to say that, he made political history. Okay, Luntz. Senator Cory Booker's 24-hour speech got over 350 million likes on TikTok Live. Well, he was on there for a day. Of course, he's gonna get a lot. That's absolutely remarkable. Democrats are fighting back, and people are waking up. Are they? I want to remind everybody that Democrats currently have an approval rating of 21%. Those who are highly favorable of the Democratic Party are only 6 to 7%, even though they did win last night in terms of the justice in Wisconsin. They're saying the Democratic Party is so back, all because of a 24-hour speech and a Supreme Court win in the state of Wisconsin.
We said it a couple of weeks ago. They're looking for a win. Anything that looks like or could be perceived as a win, so they're going to go with it.
Perfect example of making a mountain out of a molehill. And Harry probably needs to worry about his own lawsuits. Modern Warriors, man. I love those guys over there. I was on the shop. I was looking over there the other day looking for a couple of things. They got some cool stuff, like some of the hard-to-find stuff. If you go over to modernwarriors.com, use promo code Chad, you'll save. But any of your tactical stuff that you need. I've talked about building out a tactical truck. Yeah, boy, it's gonna be a cool truck. Wait till you see that thing, man. I got a little project going. But get over there if you need guns, if you need suppressors, if you need any of your stuff, any of your attachments. You need to gear up. You need to get your magazines. You need to get all of the stuff that you need. They got some hard to find items, but they also got pretty much everything you need over at modernwarriors.com. So if you're like me and you're into firearms and you like to shoot recreationally, or you believe in the Second Amendment and you like to have think of fun ways to kill the zombies. Modernwarriors.com. Use promo code CHAD. I spell it, Chad. Has got what you need. Bring on the apocalypse, man. Let's rock and roll. They will get you outfitted, kitted out, taken care of, all the things that you need at modernwarriors.com. Just a really cool company with really, really cool stuff. Don't miss out on the deals that they are running regularly. Use promo code Chad to save always, all right? Texas is basically becoming California in a way. I mean, we're not long before Texas is going to be just like California, being ruled by Austin. The Texas State House is already being run by Democrats, even though the people with the R by their name hold the majority in the House. It's absolutely disgusting when you think about our drunk Dade Phelan, our former Speaker of the House, and how lefty he was, controlled by lobbyists and Democrats, and then they replaced him with Dustin Burrows, who's even further left than Dade Phelan was. Insane what's going on. But yesterday, Texas has officially passed a resolution to make March 23rd Pakistan Day because, yeah, of course, that's
stupid.
What the hell is going on?
When they say they passed a resolution, so what is that? What does that
just means they're going to
mean?
call March 23rd Pakistan Day.
Okay, well, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it to Party Foul Day.
Well,
if we could just do that.
I don't
March
think you're going to get
23rd.
that resolution. But
Well, I just resolved it. So let's go with my
not
holiday.
exactly how that works, but I appreciate your passion. It's un-American, dude. I mean, it's un-American, and it's certainly not Texas, but Texas ain't the Texas that most Texans think it is anymore. And for those of you who think Texas doesn't matter, this is the conversation Sarah and I were having. So goes Texas, so goes the nation. And if it's happening in Texas, if the, quote, red Texas, the conservative Texas is doing these kind of things in their own state house, just imagine what your state house is doing, especially if you are in a traditionally blue state. The insanity is winning out, man. And like, we can't keep up with it. Like, we're just losing by attrition. People are just thinking, we got our heads in the sand. And you know what? Here's the thing that really bothers me. And I got to go speak to these groups all the time. And I love them. I appreciate them. It's some good fellowship, man, getting around there and having a good time talking shop. But these GOP groups and these little grassroots groups and these little organizations, these little local deals, they got a foot in the grave, man. They're not winning the next generation. They don't have a message that has a vision and a passion that makes people want to discipline and risk. They don't have any of that kind of stuff. They're not casting a big vision. I'm going to speak to an event here next week, and the lady sent me a message. She said, you know what you're going to talk about? And I said, oh, I absolutely do. It's the same thing I always talk about. Steve, you know this. I talk to people about vision. If you don't have a message that gets people fired up, Pakistan Day doesn't get me fired up. It gets me fired up in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Because I'm not Pakistani. I mean, I'm an adopted Texan, and I love it here. I came to Texas because it's the place that fit who I was, and I love it.
And
I have a vision.
If you live here and you're a citizen here, you're an American. You're not a Pakistani. You got to leave that behind. That doesn't mean you can't, do that in your own house.
I mean, how many Pakistanis are screaming, remember the Alamo or come and take it? Like, were they there at the Battle of Gonzales? Were there a lot of them there with Jim Bowie? Were there a lot of them there with William Travis? Were there a lot of there that gave their lives alongside Davy Crockett? Really? I understand the Latinos. I understand the Mexican Americans. I understand those who have a Mexican, Texican heritage, those kind of people. But really, are we screaming for Pakistan? And again, I don't care if you're from Pakistan. God bless you. But to Party Foul's point, we've lost this idea of assimilation. Why are we continually, like I said, with this tribalism that we talked about in this morning's Dear America show? Everybody wants to keep their... Listen, if you came here from another country You don't identify as that country. That's our problem. I mean, again, we're parading this stuff around, floating other flags. We should not be waving other flags in the street except for an American flag if you're out there doing it in the name of protest. If you're doing it, if you're in the name of, I understand if you're out there Cinco de Mayo or whatever, I don't even know who celebrates what, but if you're out there celebrating your heritage, that's one thing. But protesting in the name of your heritage, or even officially the House resolution naming something that is completely anti-Texan, anti-American, we're lost, bro. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, please. I'm open to hear what you got to say.
100% right.
I don't know, man. There's so much squirrely crap going on out there in the world. Look what Brianna Morello, I talked to her yesterday. She's so awesome. She's another one of these. I have all these strong women in my life that I don't want to ever be on their bad side. Texans, this is something that's going on in Texas right here, big time. Muslim compounds, and they're popping up all over the state. They're showing up. I mean, dude, they're everywhere. Big ones, these compounds. I mean, people have been going to the county meetings, the city meetings. They're doing. Once they get these approvals to keep popping up these mosques and these centers, these compounds, dude, you just think the Colonial was bad 30 miles from here over south of what's the town? Cleveland, Texas, where you had 650,000 acres of, Republican-driven easy loan mortgages where it was nothing but illegals living over there, and it's still there. You thought that was a problem? Wait till the Muslims move in. You go, you anti... No, I'm not. Listen, no. I'm just saying they didn't come here because one of the things that they're doing, one of the things they're trying to do in setting these compounds up, check it out, do your own history. Don't take my word for it. Don't accuse me of being hateful. I'm telling you, they're trying to enact Sharia law. That's the whole deal. They're wanting to practice Sharia law on their compounds. No. Absolutely
Think of all the Muslim countries that they hate being in, and they move to other countries and try to do them. And how big is the Muslim population? It's
globally?
Insane. Yeah, globally.
The biggest.
Larger than the biggest. Okay.
And getting bigger every day. You know why? Because they have babies. And they're born into a religion. They're not converted into a religion. They're born into it, and they're radicalized from an early age. You're like, Islam is a religion of peace. No, listen, they literally came after me in 2017 when I very publicly said, absolutely not, everywhere they've gone. Now, you could point to places like Malaysia. They ain't practicing real Islam. These places, every time they go into a place, you want to talk about tribalism, jump over there in the Middle East and look at how those people fight each other. Genocidally. Genocidally. They're not getting along over there because they don't get along. It's actually in their religion to kill the infidel, to destroy, the great Satan, and to fill the world with the blood of us.
and the infidels, anybody that doesn't believe like them,
they do.
And that includes the other tribe that believes pretty much the same way they do.
If you're not specifically a part of their sect, you're in trouble. They'll cut your head off.
If only 1% of the population of Muslims were radicalized into, that way of thinking, that's a lot. And I'm talking in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
Steve, you're a leatherneck. You're a Marine. You know why they call you leathernecks? Because when when they were fighting the Barbary pirates with Thomas Jefferson, the United States Navy on the northern coast of Africa, off of what is modern-day Libya, those Barbary pirates were Muslims, and guess what they did? They cut your head off. They went for the head with their scythe swords, and you wore the leather thing to protect your neck, to keep your head from being separated from your body. They haven't changed that ideology in thousands of years. They're not going to yet.
Nope, not going to.
And now they're in Texas. They're setting up compounds. It's one thing you want to be a person. I got a kid that works for me right now. Works for Graham, works for me. We love Amjad. Snowflake Tears over there, Amjad Vaku. If you want, he's from Baghdad. His father's a pastor that came to America, pastors in Charleston, South Carolina. He's from Baghdad. They came over here. He's more conservative than I am, man. They came and assimilated to this country. And back to your point, Steve, what all of these groups want to do is they want to come over here and use American freedoms in order to enact their constrictive and restrictive and extremist laws like Sharia. You can't have Sharia law and the Constitution in the same place. They are diametrically opposed. They contradict one another. Can't have it.
But they get enough of them in each voting district, they can change the laws. They can change the cultures, then they can change the laws.
You want to talk about who else is in Texas? Right now, just breaking, 40 people allegedly affiliated with the Trinidad gang were just arrested in Austin, Texas.
No, they're not in Austin. Of course not.
Yeah, living under a bridge. My friend Allie Bradley, this is per her, and trust me, she has boots on the ground and has been for quite some time, all over Texas, particularly on the border. Protesters were seen protesting in favor of the alleged violent gang members. According to the FBI, the incident comes in response to a years-long investigation by federal, state, and local law enforcement partners. The cells are here sleeping. Play this clip. I mean, they loaded them up. Do you know what kind of damage? You know what kind of damage 40 Trinidad gang members can do in your neighborhood? Just wondering. I mean, they took over a whole apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado.
They're the ones. They're also bringing in the drugs, right? Are they controlling like the drug trade and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, when Maduro emptied the Venezuelan prisons and they came up here, Trinidad, I mean, these are the bad of the bad. These are the worst of the worst. These are not good people, man.
I was going to say the cartels have to have enforcers of whatever they're doing and couriers and stuff like that. Well, who better than to?
We're not even talking about Mexican cartels here. Have you ever seen Ben Berkham? My buddy Ben Berkham, he posted something yesterday. I should have sent it to you, Mr. Producer, where he was driving through in Mexico showing the cartels' mausoleums. Ben's such a good dude, man. He's always right in the middle of it. And he was showing it looks like you're driving through a neighborhood of houses. These were cartel leaders, and where they quote bury them, where they entomb them. It looks like a neighborhood full of townhouses, and they're all their mausoleums. And then each one tries to one up the other, and they're just trying to go all the way through. Go to Ben's page there, Mr. Producer. Let's see if we see it real quick. Just go scroll down. Let's see if he's got it. He sent it to me on this right here. Play this clip. This is fascinating.
I've been to some crazy places before, but this has to be up there as one of the craziest. This is a cemetery. These are all mausoleums dedicated to cartel bosses in
Looks like a neighborhood.
Sinaloa. These aren't houses. These are mausoleums, tombs, like the tombs of Egypt for the pharaohs, except these hold the narco kingpins. And each one built larger to one-up their competitors. It truly is unbelievable. The amount of money that the cartel makes. They have so much money, they don't even know what to do with it. To the point where they build million-dollar mansions to be buried in. Monuments to some of the most evil people that have ever walked the earth. Here in Sinaloa, Mexico.
Oh, dude. They got so much money to, as like Ben said, they don't know what to do with it. I mean,
that's something else.
That's wild, right? You could live in that, Steve.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, that's that thing.
I go through the cemeteries around here, and some of the monuments built for some people, and I'm like, man, y'all dead. Ain't nobody coming to see you.
Yeah, I mean, that's some prime real estate they got going on right there, dude.
They got streets around their tombs.
But let me show you where America is. Let me show you where our priorities are. Like we had Raskin, who was calling for these Trinidad gangs to be returned. I mean, he didn't open up the doors of his house. We got an ICE agent that's being held in contempt of court by Massachusetts, of course it's Massachusetts, state court judge after an illegal alien was arrested and taken into custody by ICE during his criminal trial. So they're holding the ICE agent in contempt of court for this deal. This is Libs of TikTok that said that. This is a Fox News alert. Play the clip. Play a little bit.
Child rape. It's just the latest. Well, Sandra, also in Boston, ICE there arresting another illegal alien charged with aggravated child rape. It's just the latest example in what appears to be a recurring problem in the state of Massachusetts. But instead of cooperating with federal agents, a Boston judge is now holding an ICE agent in contempt of court. This is after the agency took a different man into custody in the middle of his criminal trial. Senior correspondent Eric Shawn has all the details. So, Eric, what the heck happened here?
Yeah, Bill, he was on trial in a Massachusetts state court, but the judge dismissed the case because ICE grabbed the defendant. And now that judge, well, he's blaming the ICE agent.
Where are you taking him? Where are you taking him? Where are you taking
What freaking world are we living in?
Take him to hell.
Take a look at this video of William Martel LeBron as he left court on the second day of his trial in Boston. His attorney says he is being taken by ICE agents who then stashed him in an SUV and drove away. Martel LeBron is from the Dominican Republic. He is charged with giving false information when he applied for a Massachusetts driver's license. But his arrest by ICE prompted Boston Municipal Court Judge Mark Somerville to blast the agency, accusing ICE of violating Martel LeBron's rights. And he held the ICE agent in charge of the case in contempt of court.
This is a disturbing case. This is a case of obstruction of justice.
These pompous asses.
It's a case of violating the defendant's right
The defendant's
to be
rights.
present at trial and confront witnesses against him. Couldn't be more serious.
Martel LeBron's lawyer, Murat Erkan, tells us that ICE, in his words, illegally kidnapped his client.
My client was disappeared in the middle of a trial in which he was defending himself against allegations that the government made. That's what occurred, and it is a sobering and highly concerning event for anybody that loves freedom and democracy in this country.
It's freedom and democracy. What does Tom say? What does Homan say?
Austin himself.
That's what occurred, and it is loves freedom and democracy in this country.
But Trump orders Tom Homan has accused the state of going easy on illegal immigrants, and he's promised to go to Boston himself to confront the situation.
Good gosh. Maggie Moose says, go easy on the, be sensitive about the illegal thing. Yeah, I get it. Delicate with the illegal, please. Illegal, 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 illegal. Illegal, 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 illegal. You don't have rights if you're here illegally. You don't. I mean, you can have human rights. You should be treated with respect in terms of the dignity of your humanity. Like, we're not going to shove you in a hole, but we will put you on a fully functional pressurized airplane with air conditioning and send you home or put you, in prison if you're a criminal. We're not hanging people out here. We're not putting them in the guillotine. We don't have. It's not the French Revolution where we got blood in the curbs flowing down the street. I mean, we're not doing anything like that. But you got to go. You don't have any rights here, and I'm not looking to give you any either. And the ACLU can shove it, and all of these civil liberties groups out there can shove it. These NGOs can shove it. These judges, like the dude who was, said that the flights had to return back. His daughter works for an NGO as an attorney who was actually benefiting by the Trinidad gangs being in here. Our buddy Gary Brugman. Some of you know Gary Brugman. Gary Brugman, we worked real hard to get him a pardon by President Trump. He was going away for 20 years as a Border Patrol agent. He spent 2 years in prison under George W. Bush, all because in the apprehension of an illegal border crosser and a group of them, a guy got up and started to run away, and Gary put his foot on the guy's knee and pushed him back down on his butt. They put Gary in prison for 2 years. If it hadn't been for Trump's pardon, we worked together with Don Jr. and some others to get him that pardon. He was a last-minute pardon. Gary was going to prison for 20 years.
Yeah.
Just for that, because he violated that illegal who snuck in here, maybe had not been in the country 30 minutes. He violated his civil liberties. That's racist. I don't know what world we're living in, man. And here's the thing. I talk to people all the time. I see these. I live over here in this community where all these women are out here walking around and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, Stop doing that at night. Like, stop going out. Do you not understand? We don't live in the same world we used to live in. There are people in this country, they don't like you. They don't like you. I mean, you know, Lake and Riley was out there in the middle of the day, in the morning, taking a walk on the University of Georgia campus, a place where she'd walked many, many times. And then that one day, there was that one guy. And I don't know why he's still breathing free air. I don't, or any air whatsoever. I don't know why they haven't ventilated his head. But there we are. Let's punish the ICE agents. And then, no. You're going to have people on social media say, well, just wait till you're the victim of one of these ICE agents. I will never be a victim of one of these ICE agents, first of all. And I understand what bad law enforcement and cruelty and things like that, but good God, you guys have sold a bill of goods out there that statistically doesn't exist.
I was thinking you would more than likely get, you know, raped or murdered by a illegal, you know, one of these gang members or something before you would get arrested by ICE agents.
People are so funny. Yeah. I mean,
but your neighborhood's relatively safe. I wouldn't be afraid to walk in your neighborhood at night.
And don't forget, most of the Border Patrol agents in America and South Texas, they're Hispanic. They're Hispanic. And let me just say, you know, let's say you're walking down the street, ladies. Those of you who are listening to me, let me get controversial with me. See if you're listening to me. Let's say you get thrown into a group of men, okay, like Freddy Krueger's mom, you know, she gets locked in the bottom of the prison, asylum prison, you know, and she's whatever, and that's how Freddy Krueger comes along. Yeah, it's an ugly situation. Would you rather be tossed in a room filled with Trenda Aragua, a dozen of them, or locked in a room with ICE agents? I just toss it out there. I mean, if you're walking down the street, ladies, and in a group of big black guys, you know, walk out. And,
well, they got to be black.
There's a reason they've got to be black. I want to ask this. A group of 6 black guys walk out of a dark alley, and you are fumbling for the keys of your car in an urban setting. And these guys, they're looking like gangbangers, and they're walking down. They got the rags on their head, and these guys, they got their breeches a little sagging. They're holding their belt to keep their pants up. They're walking down there, and they're looking mean. They're all ripped and jacked, and they got their muscles sticking out of their sleeves and the whole thing, and they're walking your direction, and it's late at night, and you're trying to get in there. Let me ask you a question, ladies. Would it make any difference in your mind if those boys had just left a Bible study? It changes the perspective, doesn't it? See, because we have this thing where we want to judge everybody based on no. I'm not judging people based on their appearances. Most of the Border Patrol agents in South Texas are Hispanic. They're Hispanic. This ain't about xenophobia. This is, as Steve said earlier, this is about assimilation. Where you come from and what you've been a part of actually matters in our culture. What you've been doing actually changes the game in how you get stereotyped and how you get profiled. If you're here doing criminal activity and you're here illegally, guess what? We're going to profile you, and there's going to be consequences for that deal. So I'll let you guys hold it the way you want to hold it. That's the deal. I mean, I'll leave that one alone. Because I can do some fun allegories all day long on this stuff.
I got my little black Jesus right here.
Yeah. And look at little black Jesus. You know what, black Jesus? Look at black Jesus. He's the only black Jesus back here in the middle of all my white Jesus. Little black Jesus. Look at him. Look at all my little Jesus. We got Jesus lined up, man. Little black Jesus.
Got him everywhere.
I love him. Everybody needs a little Jesus. I'll send y'all a little Jesus if you need one. You're right. I mean, I profile everybody. Everybody. I am prejudiced against everybody.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Everybody, I will prejudge you.
Male, female. When we're out at a restaurant or we're doing wherever, I'm watching whoever walks in that door, and I profile them right there.
I was in Colorado last week. I was in Colorado Springs, and I stayed in the hotel. And I'm telling you, every woman I encountered for my first 2 hours in Colorado after I landed in an airplane, every woman working somewhere from the rental car counter to the hotel counter to the gas station or wherever I went, let me tell you, the restaurant, every woman had a septum ring in her nose. You know what? I prejudged every damn one of them.
How can you not?
Every daggone one of them, I prejudged them. I mean, you want to talk about, I can pick out white trash coming. I can see white trash coming down the road. I'm just telling you, there is a thing to prejudging. It actually will keep you alive. And by the way, stereotypes are built in fact and truth. There's a reason we have stereotypes, because they're built in fact. Now, it might not be a universal fact, but stereotypes exist for a reason. And you're like, well, you shouldn't be stereotyping. Well, it might keep you alive. I know that's not a popular politically correct opinion, but political correctness is straight out of the pit of hell. And stereotyping might keep you alive. And I can just tell you, you come at me with tattoos on your face, I'm going to probably get out of your way. Like, I just leave you alone. If you come at me with MS-13, and you know what? The media and the liberals and the left, they're going to tell you that this is hate speech. I had a man on my Facebook who sent me a deal. Everything I post, I always have these people just crawl out of the woodworks. I don't know why you follow me. I don't know why you troll me. I don't know why you're a part of my social media. You know who I am. I love everybody, but I call things as they are as best I can. And this one dude dressed up like a really not good-looking woman says, "Why do you hate me?" And it was under my thing talking about how Jesus sees you. Little Jesus. I did the Chad's Church about how Jesus sees you. Jesus saw Simon as Simon, but he simultaneously saw Simon as Peter. He saw what he was and what he was going to become. And this man dressed like a woman said, "Why do you hate me?" If I see myself as a woman, then that means Jesus sees me how I am. I said, no. Jesus sees how you really are, not the way you pretend to be. See, you can put on all the masks and facade all day long, but Jesus sees through all that stuff. You see, you could put on the exterior, you can put on the mask. Jesus sees through all that stuff. So who you think you're trying to be is not who Jesus sees. He sees the real deal. You can't put on facades in the face of Jesus. So again, people want to sit there and say, "Oh, why are you gonna do all this and say all that? It's so full of hate." No, I don't hate anybody, but I will call things as though they are. I could tell you guys that when Steve and I were in Minneapolis a few years ago, I was there to do a show, and they had booked us at a Sheraton hotel right there in the middle of Minneapolis, which was basically mini Mogadishu, where everybody's wearing their full burqas, and the only thing you can see is the peeking eyes of those women out there. And we weren't welcome, man. We weren't welcome. And you know what we did? We went and got another hotel somewhere else. And I'm okay with that. You ever been to Japan? You've been to Japan.
Yep.
You go to Japan, and you know what they got? They got little signs on the deal. And people who take what I'm saying out of context, I don't care. I'm just telling you, this is human nature. Because over there, they don't play the same political correctness games that we play over here. You go to Japan, they got little signs on the clubs, on the bars, on the restaurants that basically say, if you're not Japanese, you're not welcome in here. Because they want to keep their culture pure. And they'll say, no, you're not allowed. You're not Japanese. You say, well, you get up in arms all you want, but the rest of the world don't function the way the Western civilization does. They understand, because we're so busy about labeling everything and making sure our tribalism stays in place and all this kind of deal. And I'm not saying segregation or anything is good. No, that's not the American way, because the American values are not Japanese values. But the Constitution of the United States has liberated more people. The freedoms in America, the capitalism of America has lifted more people of color out of poverty and out of impoverishment and given them more freedom of opportunity and equality of opportunity than any other country or government ever before. So when you sit there and tell me that I'm racist or I'm full of hate or anything else, when I'm just saying, no, I'm calling it like I see it. If somebody's there illegally and we're arresting people that are here illegally, we're deporting people that are illegally, and I've got some weaponized, radicalized, agenda-driven, narrative-driving judge out there who's going to stand in the way of seeing justice happen so that my family, my daughters, our wives are protected from people who look at you like they raped their way all the way up here. A lot of them did. And again, we're not talking about 100% of these people. We're talking about a percentage of these people. And just like the media came out the other day, and they said, oh, they arrested this father, this Hispanic father, where was it, in Virginia, and they're deporting him. How dare they do? He's a family man. No, he was a leader of an MS-13 gang. But they're not going to tell you that. Remember, these are the same people that floated the idea, or still floating the idea of a good, fine people on both sides. Bull narrative crap. Speaking
of Colorado, you weren't designed to talk that much. for somebody who has talked all day, you have a lot to say.
Man. Get in the super chats. I like money.
Yep, that's what I was telling. I say, get in them super chats.
I saw you posted over there. Steve's like, well, we're not going to interrupt him.
Well, I felt like I was in one of those Booker presentations at the Capitol. I was like,
if anybody could go 25 hours, I might be able to, but I don't think I could.
I think you could. Maybe we should have a podcast marathon. See how long
I've kicked around the idea over the years of doing a marathon. Like even Graham and I have talked about doing that.
You rotate guests in and out. Skyping in, and you line them up and just like see if
do like a 12-hour, 24-hour thing.
That'd be fun. There's a lot of people that work at nights that listen to the podcast, and they have to listen to it.
Well, they can listen to it
in the middle of the night. So yeah, that's what they do. But if they could catch it live, that might be cool.
Colorado just passed a very radical trans bill. Colorado, dude, I met with some good folks in Colorado this past week. They're very dismayed about what's going on in their state, and they should be. They really should be. This is, again, we talked about the Texas House. Look how bad it could be. And by the way, the Texas House did a couple of weeks ago name a Beyonce Knowles Day. Thank you, Texas. Colorado House Committee has voted 7-4 to pass a radical transgender bill that makes misgendering a discriminatory act. That means you can go to jail for that. They'll take children away from the parents.
Total BS. All of it's bullshit.
Who, quote, dead name or misgender, and they push gender ideology in schools, including private and charter.
We've officially made mental illness just normal.
And every Democrat voted for it. Blow that up, Mr. Producer, if you can. Did you see that deal? Let me see it. They all, every one of them, every Republican voted against it. Every Democrat voted for it. That's parents. You can't misgender. You can't dead name your child. I'll dead name that ass.
I was going to say, I'll call them whatever I want, and they can get until they go live out on their own.
Bill Cosby said, I brought you in this world. I'd take you out. Make another one look just like you.
Dead name is calling somebody when a child, somebody's children are changing their names.
So if William Thomas becomes Leah Thomas and you refer to him as William, that's dead naming. We do that all the time. I refuse to play into their charade. I'm
not going to play mental illness games.
And again, I don't hate you as a person, but I do hate that mental illness just like I'd hate the cancer that's inside of you. How dare you refer to it as a cancer? If you're lopping off your dick, that's a cancer. Like if you're looking for ways to gender neutralize yourself, that's a mental cancer. And I'm sorry for the language, folks, but that's just the way it is, okay? And I'm really not sorry for the language either.
Don't be. The mental illness is alive and well.
It's like Dave Chappelle said, man. Yeah, it is. I mean, look, first of all, it's a massive homeless population there. Do you know how stupid you got to be to go to Denver to be homeless? It's cold. You're going to sit out there in the streets. They got all those little hovels out there, those little plastic mobile homes that they got out on the street for the homeless people. They actually cater to it. The government actually puts little cubicles out there for people to sleep in.
They also bus people to other cities. And
they
then they get over there, they're there for a while, and then they bus them back to another city.
The whole reason Portland has the deal, Portland, Oregon, because they brought all those people in to join that cult, and then the cult left all the homeless people behind. Stolen valor, Steve. You can spot a fake guy pretending So stolen valor, fake Marine, was arrested by a police officer that was a real Marine. Play the clip.
Good job.
Hello, sir. How are you?
That guy's shoes
what can I do for you, officer? God bless our veterans.
God bless our veterans.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I could. Anything helps, officer. Anything helps.
Let me see if can I see how?
Yeah.
Wow, you have been blessed.
Yeah, like people are grateful for my service. I'm just out here.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'm over here on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Help out, like a couple bucks. Help out with.
Well, you know what? I have a question. Are you with an organization or something?
No, I'm a U.S. veteran. I served 2 tours in Afghanistan.
So you're not with an organization? Because I thought that you may have been with the...
No, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran out here just collecting a couple of donations. I got on some hard times.
Hard
and I'm
times?
just trying to get back up on my feet, so...
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
anything can help, just...
I understand.
And get my life back together.
Hey, you know what? Let me ask you a question, because I served also, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
What branch were you in?
U.S. Army, sir.
The Army?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, U.S. Army.
You do any tours?
Yeah, 2 tours in Afghanistan. Afghanistan, yeah.
Man, did you see combat over there? Or
yeah, I actually won this Green Star medal right here. I rescued a little girl in Afghanistan where it nearly died.
Man.
It was...
That's something.
Crazy,
That's something.
But, I would
because, see, I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah.
How are you?
He's wearing a mixed match of dress blues. It doesn't take, you could spot a phony. I can usually, if I'm talking to somebody that says they're Marine, I usually know within 2 or 3 sentences. There's just subtle clues and stuff like that Marines use just to check to see if somebody else really is.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
But you can spot that a mile away. That's mental illness right there in the streets.
Man, he's taking advantage. He's working hard, man. He's out there trying to he fell on some hard times, man. Get his Green Star.
That's probably all my Marines
I'm working hard too.
Me right now.
Trying to sell some of that Make Wellness, man. Let me throw that link back in here. I don't care. I'm unapologetic about selling that stuff. I believe in it. I use it every day. Look at him. Got his Green Star. Go back to that part right there where he just slaps him.
It is hilarious. I mean, if it wasn't so pathetic, it is pathetic.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't go into combat with them. I didn't go into combat with them. What's with all these questions?
Because that uniform, that's not a real uniform, sir.
I don't have to take this. There's people out here who are grateful for my service.
Sir, I'm going to ask you to calm down.
I didn't serve in the U.S. military for to be questioned and interrogated by you.
Calm down, sir.
I don't have to listen to this.
Yes, you do have to listen to this.
I'm out of here.
As a matter of fact, turn around, sir.
I'm out of here, man. No, I'm out of here. Get off me! Get off me! I didn't serve in the U.S. military for that.
You're under arrest, sir.
Get off!
You have the right to remain silent. Did you give up that right to remain silent? Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you at cost. How many you want?
Still got that sense of entitlement. You can't treat me like that.
I want to know what somebody said it in the chat, the big gold medal in the chest. What?
I think
what
he
is
said that was his Green Star for saving that little Iraqi girl.
I don't know. Things have changed. I've been out since 1994. How many years ago is that? 31 years? Yeah.
I wanted to watch
a lot of things have changed since I was in.
Flavor Award. I love the chat. That's so good. So good. Oh, dumbass medal. You're right, Tiffany.
No telling. People are crazy. That's it. People are crazy.
They should tattoo his forehead.
And at the same time, I want to know how much money he had in this little bucket.
Well, he just spilt it on the street. I could tell you that. All that change, he's out there getting his
the people are so generous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how anybody would even give money to somebody dressed like that at all. I mean, if you're going to go out there and fake it, you got to do a better job than that.
I mean...
Go watch a little TV or something.
Hey, Mr. Producer. Mr. Producer, I want to show everybody a new shirt we got out. It's pretty cool. I like. There's 2 actually. I want to show you on redpillchad.com. Pull that thing up real quick. I just thought about it. Something in the chat triggered me on that. I'm all about that money, baby. No, we don't really make money off of these shirts, but I like the messaging of them. This is different from pray3tees.com. That little, one of them's not up there. The one on the left is the one I was wearing this morning on Dear America. But that one right there, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I love that design right there. You can see the front end. That's the back of the shirt right there. Got the tomahawks on there. Look at that thing. Ooh, it's a good looking shirt. I can't wait to get that thing in. No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
I need some shirts, Chad. I'm wearing the same 6 shirts that I own.
Man, I can't help that you
every week.
Yeah,
so
good looking shirt.
No, because I keep spilling stuff on my shirts, and then I can't wear it anymore because I'm a sloppy eater.
You're pitiful, dude.
I know it.
We don't really make much money off of those shirts. Everything I make, I give away anyway. I'm broke.
Yeah,
just broke.
Just give some to me. Give me some shirts.
No,
I'll wear it on your show. I'll wear it on your show.
No.
Okay.
Let's do a super chat. You probably get all of that anyway. I spent so much money on you yesterday, Steve.
Don't say probably.
DFS Swanky. DF Swanky. Looking forward to coming to your show. Table at Madeley. Next Friday night, April 11th, will be Table at Madeley.
That'll be fun, dude. That's right. I mean, literally right down the road.
Yeah, I need to sell some tickets to it. I haven't promoted that show or the Arlington show very well yet because I've been so dadgum busy. But we need to do that. That'll be a lot of fun. Steve Helms. Steve Helms needs something to do. He's bored, so we're going to trot him out of retirement, let him play a little music with us. I was hearing from him today. Conroe, Texas is where that is. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is. Get the live schedule there. I saw Linda earlier asking about the show coming up in Tomball with the the right side of comedy Gulf of America tour. Those are supposed to go on sale today. They should be by this afternoon. All right, let's see it pop it up. That's Tomball, Texas, in June. What else? Would you ever do a show in Michigan? I've done a lot of shows in Michigan. We're trying to get back up there now. We're working with a venue right now. COVID changed everything. Just shut a lot of opportunities down, and people just went and did a different style of business. And also, the older I've gotten, I'm very careful about where I go. Very specific.
Good people in Michigan.
Fantastic people in Michigan.
We lived up there for 6 months in Muskegon.
Yeah, good people everywhere, man.
Liked it.
But yeah, I am trying to get back up there to Michigan. Josborn, you misgendered me earlier. Called me who's a female a he. Be glad you aren't in Colorado. LOL. I love you guys. Either way, I guess call me whatever you want. It's all good. Okay, baby. How about that for misogyny?
When my hair was really long, I've been misgendered from behind many times. I think it's my nice ass.
Well, it's those narrow shoulders you got there.
That's Steve. It, narrow shoulders.
Look at that, A-Pool 91 sales.
Hey,
all the way from Michigan, from PFS. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And you talk about consequences, Steve. We were talking about that earlier, and about how you have to do certain things. Listen to that smattering of applause there. Steve, you did something dumb in your young life. And the judge was like, okay, you want to go to jail or you want to go in the Marines?
Yeah, it's the story's something like that. There's a little bit of...
But still, there were consequences.
There's some misinformation out there, but there was definitely some consequences and some decisions that needed to be made and needed to be made quickly.
And your dad was the chief of police.
Yeah, but of a different county.
Yeah, sure.
So
what's Punisher say? Punisher, you never know with Punisher. Wow, he had the legendary dumbass medal. My highest award is Bronze Star for Valor. Doesn't compare to that Delta Force Cook's dumbass medal. Amen. MX Wife 859. Can you get tickets at the door in Gatlinburg? I want to come see you. Or how do you get tickets? WatchChad.com or ChadPrather.com. Goes to the same place. Right there on my homepage. Actually, if you want to check out Make Wellness, I just put a button at the top of my homepage at WatchChad.com. You click it, it goes directly to my link. I don't know. I've never been to that venue in Gatlinburg. I'm looking forward to being there. Jesse's been there. A number of Zach Rushing's been there. Dustin Sims have been there. All my cronies have been there, but I've never been there. So I don't really know. Probably can, but it's going to sell out. That's for sure. WatchChad.com. And I don't know. I haven't looked to see if the ticket link's up because that's sort of out of my hands. I leave that between the venue and my agent on stuff like that. So if they're not up now, go to WatchChad.com. So Steve can buy a Meggy Moo shirt, $5. Meggy Moo 32. Girl, your shirts cost too much for Party Foul Steve.
Yeah, Chad will Venmo and you send it to me, okay?
We'll text our buddy Garrett. He'll send us some. Meggy Moo. Hope Meggy Moo's feeling better. I hadn't asked. Hope you are. All right, guys. Party Foul Steve, y'all go follow him. Get on his Make Wellness team.
Get on my wellness team. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. I took that 2 years off from social media. I kind of forgot how, but I'm getting back on that. Getting back on it. I'm doing it. So the Steve takeover. Steve is taking over. That's the plan.
Steve is taking
the master plan. The master plan.
Wow.
Is to
that would be true.
I don't want to take over, but just want to nudge my way in where I can.
So Friday night, while you're nudging, you're going to drive me to Hayes, Kansas, and then Sharon Springs this weekend, Kansas. And then we're in Conroe, Texas next weekend, in Arlington, Texas, Arlington Music Hall. Then we're in Jefferson, Louisiana, which is New Orleans, in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Then we're in Panama City, Florida for a couple of and then we're going to be for a couple of nights. And then we're going to be the May 3rd. We've got our His Glory Ranch out in Mount Pleasant, Texas, which is over there east.
Beautiful,
Texas.
Beautiful place.
Gorgeous ranch out there. Our buddy Pastor Dave out there, his ranch, they were doing a concert celebrating faith and family and God and country. Ragamuffins are going to be with me. We got some great speakers. Steve Hill Band's going to be out there. A bunch of folks. We're just going to have a whole evening of entertainment and fun out there in the ranch, man. They built an incredible stage out there, Mount Pleasant, Texas.
And I know you and the Ragamuffins do some gospel songs. Do y'all have some new ones that y'all are putting together that you're working on?
Yeah, we are working on a few things. Of course, obviously, my song "Famous Again," which was on the Southern Gospel #1 charts for 4 weeks. But yeah, we're working on a few things. We haven't worked on anything lately.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Because I like those old gospel hymns, like "I'll Fly Away," stuff like that. When y'all, 3-part harmonies would be.
Yeah,
amazing on that.
Well, you know what? Maybe Steve. Maybe when you take over, you can tell us what to sing.
Well, I'm telling you, I'll make a list.
Then we'll be.
That's how you become a boss. You just start bossing people. Boom, you're the boss.
And I'm down here looking for my stapler. May 8th, we're Raleigh, North Carolina, then Marion, Virginia, and Gatlinburg on the 10th.
Man, we haven't been to North Carolina since pre-COVID.
No, you haven't. I have.
Oh yeah, because I
went a lot of places while you were lollygagging in Orlando.
I thought you took a break. It seemed like while I was gone.
Yeah, I didn't do anything while you were gone.
Yeah.
I didn't do a single thing while you were gone, Steve. Woo,
it's tough on you. I know it was.
Sit up straight.
But I got
here.
you now. I got you now. We're getting you. I got you.
I don't even know what you're talking about at this point. All right, y'all follow Steve on social media, Partyfoul Steve. Go to partyfoulsteve.com. WatchChat.com for all the fun stuff is. Follow me on socials. Go to where podcasts are offered. Leave a rating and review. Don't forget, WatchChat.com's got the dates for the Gulf of America Comedy Tour, and we are launching the link for Tomball, Texas over at District 249. Be coming up in June. Tickets going to go on sale today with limited seating, so check it out. Do yourself a favor. Go over there to wherever you get your music and find my song "Famous Again." If you've never heard it, you'll love it. I guarantee you. Go find Chad Prather, "Famous Again," and listen to it. It's all about a little Jesus. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the Dear America program. But as for now, you guys tune in to Hot Seat Todd, Maggie Moo, Brianna Morello, and all the rest of the crew on Dear America. We love you. God bless you. We'll talk to you in the morning. Bye.